Julian would have been 11 years old today, but in 2008 he was along with Jennifer Hudson's mother.
Have you forgiven him?
Yes.
The entertainment world sparkles on the surface with bright lights, red carpets, and screaming fans. But behind all that glamour hides a shadowy underworld of secrets, backroom deals, and threats that nobody dares to say out loud. Jennifer Hudson, the powerhouse voice adored worldwide, is at the center of a storm she never asked for. From Chicago's humble church choirs to climbing her way up to EGOT status, one of the rarest crowns in entertainment, Jennifer has always been seen as the definition of talent, resilience, and grace. She's the kind of star people look at and say,
when I saw that audition for that movie part, I saw a depth and a range and a soulfulness that really ranks at the top.
That's untouchable. But now, Hollywood whispers are pulling her into a darker narrative that's shaking the industry to its core. The tension only grew louder after shocking news hit the streets. Reports of Diddy quietly slipping out from under federal watch. That single detail sent shockwaves.
I know that if your mouth is really, really big and you try to tell the truth for a living and you like to air people out, hatred is coming your way. I didn't know it was going to be this type of hatred, but you know, I'm concrete in all things because of He who strengthens me. So that doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am going to stand by what I stand for. And I'm only continuing to do it because I was looking for somebody who was doing it instead of me. And I just must have missed them.
Making people wonder what kind of power moves are happening behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright, both known for fearlessly calling out Hollywood's dirtiest secrets, haven't let up for a second. They've been firing shots at the industry's elite, exposing things fans were never supposed to hear. And somehow, in the middle of all this chaos, Jennifer Hudson's name has been dragged into hushed conversations and suspicious whispers. Why her? Why now?
Diddy don't run himself, but you know, that's how they do in LA. That's why I never moved there. I do business there. I will go there and do business. I will go there and get money if I need to. But I can't live there. It's godless. It's a godless place. The city is titled, it's named Los Angeles. That means lost.
Why would someone like Jennifer, whose record looks squeaky clean, suddenly be linked to Hollywood's most dangerous gossip? There's a strange uneasiness about what Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright might let slip, and fans are asking, why is Jennifer Hudson's name even circling around their bombshells? What hidden ties could she possibly have that would make her a target for exposure? And how could this connect to one of the biggest scandals rattling Hollywood right now? Let's tear it apart. Jennifer's climb to the top is nothing short of legendary. From being a shy girl with a big voice in Chicago's church choirs to snatching the spotlight on American Idol back in 2004.
How are you?
Wonderful.
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. I mean, you and Common make the cutest couple ever.
Thank you.
What do you most like about the guy? So, you know, we see you in Common, you know, on vacation. Could we see maybe a possible collab? Music, your voice, his voice together? I mean, it could make magic.
I like how you saw some vacation. Really? Okay, know about that part. But, I don't know, it'd be dope to see two Chicagoans together, but I don't know about that.
How come? I mean, it could be awesome.
It could be. You're right about that.
And you can't confirm if we in a relationship or not because the rumors are talking maybe.
Rumors say a lot of things. But he's a beautiful man, I will give you that.
All right, well,
That's
thank you.
for certain.
She proved to the world that she was more than just a contestant. Even though she didn't win, her voice and aura were unforgettable, and Hollywood couldn't look away. Fast forward, and she's now part of that rare EGOT club. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, trophies that most artists only dream of. She's performed for presidents, shut down Broadway, and earned respect across every lane of entertainment, from music to film to TV. On the outside, it's pure excellence, pure grace, pure power. But here's the twist. Behind the glossy headlines lies a life shaped by triumph and tragedy. Jennifer has suffered devastating personal loss, and she's moved through an industry infamous for cutthroat competition and deadly hidden politics.
I'm a host,
And so I have to ask you this question, because everybody always want to know this. Are you dating anyone?
So, yes, and I'm in a relationship that is with one of the most beautiful people I ever met in life. And she's smart, she loves God, she has something real down to earth about her. She's talented, but I set my standard kind of high because she had to have an EGOT. She had to win an Oscar on her first movie. I set my standard high. She had to get her own talk show.
Oh, okay.
So
People who've worked with her say she's always been careful, cautious, calculated, and extremely private. And in Hollywood, privacy isn't just a habit.
What about you though? How is your love life?
I'm dating as well, and I am very happy. Are you happy in your relationship?
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like
I love that you use the word happy place.
no, but seriously, it's like for me, it's one of those things where I found where I can seeing her happy actually makes me really happy. So I'm very grateful. I thank God each and every day, and I'm just letting God guide this relationship.
It's survival. One wrong friendship, one shady deal, one photo with the wrong person, and a career can crumble overnight. So now the whispers are circling louder. Why Jennifer?
Because God is in it, right?
God is in it.
That's right. Listen. Okay, this is the happy place. And we
Speak on it.
She the
Speak
one
on
you
it.
say.
Speak on it.
I heard that.
Speak on it.
But here at the happy place, we like to respect people's privacy, so I'm not gonna ask you too many more questions about that.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody wanna know, so I had to.
Yeah.
Ms. Hudson had to get into that thing.
We keep it private, but I want to acknowledge how wonderful she is, how great she is, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel that same way about my partner.
Okay.
So, guys.
Why drag her name into the mix when her image has been spotless all these years? Could it be that her silence is what makes her even more suspicious? With voices like Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright pulling the mask off Hollywood's darkest corners, Jennifer Hudson's carefully protected wall between her public image and private life is starting to feel the heat. In an industry where success is built on shaky foundations,
come on, man. Y'all can't see through this stuff. I bet you any amount of money, if y'all let Uncle Mike pick through all this crap, I bet y'all can do a better job than the court systems. There's so many innocent people in jail. That's just my opinion, baby. That's all. My bad.
Gordon, while confirming the lack of Balfour's DNA, explained that this didn't necessarily exonerate him. She clarified that individuals shed skin cells at different rates, and the use of gloves could prevent DNA transfer altogether. This testimony aimed to neutralize the defense's argument regarding the lack of DNA evidence, suggesting that its absence wasn't conclusive proof of Balfour's innocence. The presence of gunshot residue in Balfour's vehicle, combined with the explanation regarding the complexities of DNA transfer, presented a nuanced picture for the jury to consider, following a trial filled with emotional testimony and complex forensic evidence.
and others are now tearing those foundations down. Even staying silent can turn into a dangerous move.
The jury embarked on their deliberations. After 18 hours of careful consideration, they reached a verdict: guilty. William Balfour was found guilty on 3 counts of first-degree for the deaths of Darnell Donnerson, Jason Hudson, and Julian King, as well as several other related charges. The verdict brought a sense of closure, albeit a bittersweet one, to the long and agonizing ordeal for the Hudson family. Post-verdict interviews with jurors shed light on their deliberative process. They revealed a methodical approach, first assessing the credibility of each witness before constructing a detailed timeline of the crime. This timeline was then compared against the alibi presented by Balfour's defense team, revealing inconsistencies and ultimately undermining his claims of innocence among the jurors. However, as juror Tracy Austin explained to reporters, some of us tried our best to make him innocent, but the facts just weren't there.
Katt Williams isn't just a comedian who cracks jokes for laughs. He's a cultural disruptor.
This statement underscored the weight of the evidence presented and the jury's commitment to reaching a verdict based on the facts, despite the emotional gravity of the case. Prior to receiving his sentence, William Balfour was given the opportunity to address the court. In a brief statement, he offered condolences to the grieving Hudson family while continuing to assert his innocence. "My deepest prayers go out to Julian King," Balfour stated, adding, "I loved him. I still love him. I'm innocent, Your Honor." This final plea of innocence, despite the jury's verdict, underscored his unwavering denial of responsibility for the horrific crime. However, under Illinois law, the multiple convictions carried a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The state's legal framework, which prohibits capital punishment under any circumstances, left no room for judicial discretion in determining the length of Balfour's sentence.
A fire starter who refuses to play by Hollywood's script.
Judge Charles Burns, in delivering the sentence, expressed his profound condemnation of Balfour's actions. "You have the heart of an Arctic night," Burns stated, adding, "Your soul is as barren as dark space." These powerful words reflected the judge's assessment of the gravity of the crimes and the profound impact they had on the Hudson family and the community. With that, William Balfour was sentenced to life in prison without parole, bringing a final legal chapter to the tragic saga of the Hudson family. The emotional weight of the trial was palpable, particularly for Jennifer Hudson, who attended every single day of the 11-day proceedings. As the jury foreman read the guilty verdict, Hudson sobbed openly, finding solace in the embrace of her fiancé. The verdict marked the culmination of a long and arduous journey for the Hudson family, a journey marked by unimaginable grief and the relentless pursuit of justice.
For years, his stand-up shows and no-holds-barred interviews have dropped hints about the hidden playbook of the entertainment world.
Following the verdict, Jennifer and her sister Julia released a joint statement expressing their gratitude for the outpouring of support they had received. "We have felt the love and support from people all over the world, and we're very grateful," the statement read. In a remarkable display of grace and compassion, the sisters also extended their prayers to the Balfour family, acknowledging their shared loss. "We want to extend a prayer from the Hudson family to the Balfour family," they stated. "We have all suffered a terrible loss in this tragedy." Furthermore, they expressed their hope for Balfour's eventual redemption, saying they were praying that the Lord will forgive Mr. Balfour of these heinous acts and bring his heart into repentance someday.
He's accused powerful people of making secret deals, silencing critics, and pulling strings in ways fans never get to see. And when news hit that Diddy had allegedly slipped free from federal oversight.
Years after his conviction, William Balfour broke his silence in a chilling interview with Chuck Gowdy of Bless TV in February 2016. This first public interview since his imprisonment provided a disturbing glimpse into Balfour's unyielding denial of responsibility. He claimed his conviction was the result of a vast conspiracy, implicating the police, witnesses, and even the lawyers involved in the case. He vehemently maintained his innocence, insisting he had no involvement whatsoever in the The most unsettling part of the interview came when Goody questioned Balfour about the 7-year-old Julian King.
Katt didn't hold back. He came back swinging in a blazing live stream. His words weren't comedy. They were a full-blown warning. You thought it was quiet? You thought it was done? Nah, this is the calm before the storm. They let him walk, but he ain't walking alone. They are watching him, and we are watching them. That message shook fans to their core. Katt wasn't just entertaining, he was painting a picture of danger, surveillance, and a storm that's only beginning to unfold. And this is exactly why the industry can't ignore him, no matter how hard they try.
Club Shay Shay, yeah. I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs, so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story. I'm gonna tell this, but you know what else I know. So, yeah, I was...
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying...
Katt's unpredictable, he's fearless, and when he talks, even Hollywood's most powerful names flinch. So the real question is, if Katt's exposing the cracks in the system, where does that leave someone like Jennifer, who's built her empire inside the very machine he's trying to break apart? For someone like Jennifer Hudson, who has carefully built her entire career on staying respected and neutral.
So this is Jaguar Wright. If you're not familiar with Jaguar, Jaguar is a legendary soul singer who was once a part of The Roots, sung backup for Jay-Z, not to mention she even had a very popular commercial with Coca-Cola. Jaguar has always been very open about the trauma that she faced during her career, particularly involving celebrities and encounters.
That night, we went back to his place to watch TV, and I got tired and I went to sleep with all my clothes on. There was no invitation there was no nothing. All I know is the next morning I see the sunlight coming through the window and I feel something poking at my mouth.
The thought of being dragged into one of Katt Williams's or Jaguar Wright's exposés is nothing short of a nightmare. Once her name is spoken publicly in those circles, there's no safe ground left.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
Do I find you attractive? Absolutely.
Yeah, but there was no under.
Do I got a hip hop crush on you?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You wrote. I used to love her.
Yeah.
For a female hip hop head who was an MC and a writer?
Yeah.
Of course I'm fan crushing underneath. There's no way, especially at that age in my early 20s. And in that morning, you know, just the whole exchange, me, smack the crap out of his nuts. He jumps back. I get my socks, make sure my socks is on right, get my shoes, and I leave. I wasn't even undressed. That was exactly how that whole thing went.
So for those of you who may be wondering who she's talking about, what I will say is that Jaguar and a few other celebrity females have this person in common. It's your boy Brian. Shout out to Miss Jaguar Wright.
You can't play defense when the whole internet is already buzzing with your name. If Katt is Hollywood's loudest critic, then Jaguar Wright is its raw, unfiltered whistleblower. She's not just another commentator. She's an artist who stepped away from the stage and turned into one of the most dangerous truth-tellers in the business. Jaguar has been exposing what she calls the systemic and dark underbelly of the industry. And her words about Diddy's alleged quiet freedom were ice cold. This ain't no he beat the charges moment. This is a trade. They're playing chess with people's lives. And here's the thing.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, you think? What was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he to live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be a just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
People actually listen to Jaguar because her track record speaks for itself. Time and time again, the truths she's dropped have later started looking very real.
So Katt Williams recently went on to a podcast with Carmelo Anthony, and he speaks on the viral podcast that he did with Shannon Sharpe at Club Shay Shay. But what I want to show you guys is how he gave credit to God for him having this ability to call people out. He credits God as the person that gives him the authority to call out people in the industry and to make things right. And then he also speaks about how God gave him a lot of money, and now he has a contract with God to give this money out to be a blessing onto other Christians, okay? Now, I'm not saying that Katt Williams is a devout Christian. I'm gonna get into that a little bit in this video. We're gonna talk about his faith and things of that nature. But first, I wanna show y'all exactly what he was talking about on this podcast, okay? So before we hop into this video, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and hop in.
She doesn't have billion-dollar deals, big sponsorships, or corporate ties holding her back.
All right, well, I'm saying in my personal business, you can either do the dirt or you can know the dirt. I'm one of the chosen high-ranked, know the dirt individuals, right? And so dirt responds as they should when the vacuum walks in. I came to deliver an interview having seen some of my competitors and peers get on that same court and do a performance that involved my name. And so once 6 or 7 of you have made this same violation, it's my job as the king to show up and chastise thee.
She's got nothing to lose, and that makes her the scariest kind of voice to the establishment. Jennifer, on the other hand, is the exact opposite.
This is my job. I'm supposed to come in and restore order because that's my position. The fact that it's ignored by the clowns because they're all in the same frat, comedically, like, that's all well and good. I don't care nothing about none of that. But the job still needs to be done. And if God lets me know it's a good time for that, that's how I'm going to write it up and deliver it. So I didn't know anything Shannon was going to say. I didn't know what questions he was going to ask. Like there was no conversation. Yeah.
Her career is tied tightly to major labels, powerful executives, and institutions that built her brand into the global empire it is today.
What was the impetus behind that? Like, what made you say, like you said, you basically answered the question already, but what made you say, all right, man, enough is enough? I've heard y'all say this and that and mention my name, or you know what I mean? And it's all false. I got to come up here and set the record straight. Did you go up there with that intention, or was that something that just happened naturally through the conversation?
If there is a God side and the other side, if there are moral things and things that are immoral, if there is this side or that side, it can't be left up to thought process. I'm an enforcer on this side. I'm not only on God's side, I'm active, right? And so comedically, that means that, you know how sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt.
If Jaguar even hints at connecting dots between Jennifer and the wrong names, the fallout could be instant chaos.
We traffic in words. I can get up with these words and end your legacy.
We've seen it.
I don't care how long. Right, because if it's built on sand, it just is.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna feel any type of way by exposing your hand. That's how this game works. I don't mean to break your ankles, but if I cross you over, I just did, didn't I?
Let me tell you something, man. Like, the fallout from that interview, it almost felt like prophecy for a lot of people. Like, it was my first time hearing those things. And I didn't do no Googles or wasn't really in social media or keeping up on any of that stuff. I look at it and be like, it felt like prophecy. Like, as the year went on, things that you said in that interview.
In Hollywood, perception moves faster than facts.
Headline after headline.
You mean like Diddy going to jail or TD Jakes step down? Which one?
I mean, it was all there. It was all.
Okay, so he speaks on Diddy going to jail and TD Jakes stepping down as his role as the pastor this year, around the same time that this Diddy situation came out. Now, I remember back when the whole thing first came out, right? We all did a lot of speculation, including myself, made videos that, you know, maybe weren't 100% true, if I can be honest.
And rumors can rewrite reality in seconds. So it's no coincidence that Jennifer's reported caution is surfacing right now, right when the industry is reeling from one of the most shocking developments in recent memory.
So you put your heart and soul into everything. So we gonna get that tea. We gonna get that Tony. Now, speaking of EGOTs from the South Side, Jennifer Hudson, your girlfriend, how special is that relationship to you?
Oh man, that relationship is one of the greatest blessings and most important things in my life, in my whole journey in life. The friendship, the partnership, the life partnership, just the connection. Man, it's one of those things where you don't know truly like what true partnership and relationship is until you get there.
The timing is everything, and the danger is real.
And it took me some time maybe to grow and evolve as a person. And it's like those things you pray for and you don't get them until you're ready. And I think, you know, whatever growing I had to do, it was the divine time in alignment when Jennifer and I started like being interested in each other, because we had been around each other before. We worked together before or something. But this was the time where we just felt and got to see each other in that way. And yeah, man, I mean, it's inspiring to have somebody who's as talented and just soulful and like gifted and can do all these different things, and is one of the greatest vocalists of all time, and just this pure artist, man. Like, she's a special.
Sean Diddy Combs' reported release, despite multiple ongoing investigations and sealed cases, has left the industry in shock.
Artist, but then to have someone who, most importantly, when it comes to relationship, is just like, it's like equal yoke. Y'all can be in a room together, and it's just like together, and it's joy, and it's like, or I could be going through something, and it's like I have that encouragement and support, and vice versa. Like, that's what, you know, I'm learning more about partnership and love. And like I said, when you get there, you recognize what it is. And you know, I hold up high, and I, you know, God willing, I'll keep praying for that we just continue to be at our best with each other.
For many, it's proof that in Hollywood, power has the ability to twist justice, making accountability look optional. The question is, just how deep does this go? Katt Williams and Jaguar Wright wasted no time framing this as the clearest sign yet that the system protects its own, until it decides not to.
All of us here in Chicago were rooting for you all when we saw that you all confirmed things on her show. It was so beautiful because, with the exception of Michelle and Barack, we don't have a lot of big figures who are both from Chicago, or, you know, both primarily raised in Chicago. And so it's a beautiful thing to see. So Chicagoans, we're rooting for you all. We're rooting for you all.
I gotta say this, you know, man, you know, it's really dope to actually like have a, you know, be in a relationship with somebody who's from Chicago. Because, you know, I travel all over the world, and, you know, I've been in relationships and met with, you know, been good relationships. I'm not taking away from anything, you know, anybody I've, you know, dated before. But, you know, this Chicago woman is...
And if Jaguar is right about this being some kind of trade-off, then other big names could suddenly find themselves under a spotlight they never expected. Now here's where things get messy for Jennifer Hudson. She has brushed shoulders with Diddy's empire countless times, from major award shows to music industry events. Nobody's accusing her of wrongdoing, but in today's Hollywood, sometimes just being in the same rooms can set the internet ablaze. All it takes is the right person pointing a finger, and the whole narrative shifts overnight. That's why Jennifer's situation hits so hard with fans. It exposes one of the darkest truths in Hollywood. Silence isn't just golden in this business. Silence is survival.
It's something there like that we like, oh man, you know, it's just, we can relate to certain things that just, we both been through. Well, it could be the smallest of things, like the roll call on GCI that used to happen, or, you know.
The birthday call.
Birthday call, that birthday call on GCI, or, you know, just Evergreen Plaza. But more than anything, it's relating on just values and respect and consideration, and being a good human being, and having a reverence and a pursuing of God is most.
For decades, stars have followed the same unwritten code. Stay loyal, keep secrets, and never call out the wrong people. That's how careers are protected, not just by talent, but by alliances, favors, and a whole lot of things left unsaid. But now, with Katt and Jaguar ripping those rules apart in real time, the game has changed. And for a star like Jennifer, who's built an image of grace, strength, and untouchable respect, the stakes have never been higher. One misunderstood quote, one old photo resurfacing, one minor connection blown out of proportion, and years of work could collapse in a single headline. This is why so many celebrities stay quiet when chaos erupts. Because in Hollywood, neutrality isn't weakness. It's the only way to stay alive. They've all seen what happens to the ones who speak too much, and it never ends pretty. Which brings us to the big question. Why would Katt Williams or Jaguar Wright even dare to mention Jennifer Hudson's name in their storm of exposees? The answer may lie in her powerful position within Hollywood's hierarchy. Jennifer isn't just a singer with a golden voice. She's a producer, a talk show host, and a cultural figure who sits in rooms with some of the most influential names in film and music. Her story is exactly the kind of American dream blueprint the industry loves to flaunt. Hard work, undeniable talent, and a picture-perfect rise to the top. But here's the dangerous flip side. That also makes her a symbol. If a star like Jennifer, someone seen as spotless, were ever caught up in whispers of knowing too much or being tied to the wrong circles, the fallout would be massive. It wouldn't just shake her personal reputation, it could rattle the entire entertainment establishment. That's why the fear of exposure hits so deep in Hollywood. It's never just about someone's image. It's about leverage, power plays, and being used like a chess piece in a game only a handful of people truly understand. So where does this go from here? Does Katt keep pushing, dropping heavier bombs on Hollywood's elites? Does Jaguar risk naming more names, sending shockwaves through every corner of the industry? And most importantly, what does this mean for Jennifer Hudson? Will she walk away untouched by this storm, or is she already preparing for the blowback? Because right now, the walls that used to protect secrets are cracking wide open, and truth is just as dangerous as lies. For Jennifer, it's no longer about staying relevant. It's about staying safe in an industry where perception can destroy reality overnight. But now it's over to you. Do you believe Jennifer is just an innocent bystander in this drama? Or is her silence a clue that there's way more to the story than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.